fresh out of the mailbox, a new Tom Ford fragrance called Black Lacquer. Now this fragrance is interesting to, wait. I'm doing a Tom Ford fragrance and I'm not wearing Tom Ford eyewear. Hold on. Let me go through some of the crates and pull out some Tom Fords. Yep, that's more like it. Little Tom Ford Hawking limited edition. You can find them somewhere in Europe. Black Lacquer just touched down. It's one of the latest releases by the beautiful people at Tom Ford. And I paid slightly under retail. God bless a coupon. It was probably like $1 off. But listen, as long as it's not full retail, I feel special. I did look up the notes of this fragrance and there was some attributes in here that seemed a little bit interesting, especially for my taste. And I'll share with you why. But first, you know what we gotta do. Let's roll my music so we can unbox the latest Tom Ford Black Lacquer.
We're all alone in the south side in case you cared. Out of all your friends, I want to be
Blessed morning, my beautiful peoples. You know who it is. It's your boy, 𝐷𝐸 New release by the house of Tom Ford, aka Tom Ford Beauty. So I just got this joint out of the mailbox right now, and this is another blind buy as usual because it is the latest release, but there was something interesting about this fragrance that definitely had me interested in getting it, not just for content purposes, kind of, but predominantly because there was a note in here. Why is this like child safety lock? I was saying not just for new release because of content purposes, because in this fragrance, there's a note of vinyl. And I like to think of myself as like a old school bedroom DJ.
Man, you local.
I don't know if you guys know that or not, but literally right behind me, if you look right over there, there's some DJ equipment. Now, although they're not traditional turntables, something about the OG turntables, I had Technic 1200, actually 1210s, the all black ones, and the smell of records. When I used to carry crates into basement parties, house parties, I was never like a club DJ or anything like that. Beyond the pain that you used to do if you didn't have a hand truck with you to carry the fucking milk crates of records, the smell of vinyl, there's nothing like it. I love the crackle of a record and the dead audio static of right before the track hits. It's something beautiful and nostalgic and real about that essence. So I've smelled vinyl notes in other fragrances and it's a challenging note for some, but for me there's something more to it that interests me. And vinyl is a note in this fragrance along with the following. So you got vinyl, ink, rum, and black pepper, followed by ebony woods, peony, elemi, and apricot, and then at the base you got old labdanum. It sounds fantastic. I got myself the 30 ml. I don't need a 50 or 100 ml of anything. Like, just save the money wherever I can. And here's what the 30 ml looks like. It's a completely black glossy finish in typical Tom Ford presentation. So I pulled out the Own It test strip because you know the clone companies are gonna get their hands on this joint, and being as expensive as these private blend shits are, we'll see if it's worth a full cop. Generally isn't. You wait for gray market pricing, don't get new releases. It's unnecessary if like in 2 months they're gonna be in discounters. Like, just chill. I do it for content purposes. You definitely don't have to. But let's see on test strip first how this fragrance is, and here's first impressions of the new Tom Ford Black Lacquer. Damn, I kind of like this shit. You definitely get the inky, peachish kind of smell. Very inky. Oh, I do get the vinyl. Very inky. Wow. I like this shit though. Very different. Wow. I'm so glad. I'm more so excited that they didn't take like an easy route and just said like, oh, let me concoct some other bullshit together like everything else in our private blend. Kind of just safe bet it and just make something that's mass appeal. They still kept the creative artiness. You do get vinyl. I mean, felt, pen, ink, peach. There's a little bit of an after smell of like a scented aerosol can hairspray kind of smell. Like that sweetness, almost fruitiness. This is very interesting, but in a great way. This is very nice, actually. Let me go on skin. Wow, that's pretty fucking good. I don't know if this is gonna have a mass appeal audience, but I think it can bring people in from the designer space into kind of like a niche format, because that's where this fragrance is. There's a lot of artistic flow in this fragrance that isn't consumer focused, I would say. Like, I don't see this being like, oh, I went with this in mind. This was a theme and he went along with the theme, as opposed to going the safer option and going for the mass appeal, like, let me get this money grab. It doesn't feel like a 𝐷𝐸 or performance beast, but it is really nice and interesting. I do struggle to find it a bit. I'm gonna have to respray, and that's not something I generally do on first impressions, but it is a little light off of my skin. There's not much 𝐷𝐸 there. The atomizer provides a decent amount of distribution, but it's kind of just like a little You know what I'm saying? It might have to overspray, which is like fucking $28 a spritz to get that shit flowing. But let's see now. Definitely much better. Still the same energy. Aerosolic can, black ink, or ink in general. Nice pressed hot vinyl and peach. I'm getting a peach molassesy kind of remoulade, like a peach remoulade. Interesting. I find it to be handsome. It's definitely on the artistic route. I don't think the regular dude looking for fragrance is gonna particularly like gravitate to this over some of the other Tom Ford fragrances. However, there is a mystique and a flow about this shit on the artistic aspect that leads it to be kind of like a gateway drug into niche. There's definitely creativity and a thought process put into this scent that is like, yeah, nah, I'm just looking to make bread off of it, because this wouldn't be the route that you would go to just make bread. This is definitely something that he had in mind. There was a full-blown story in his brief about this shit. A lot of methodical, you know, maybe Studio 54 or maybe clubbing or maybe some runway show type shit. And something about a record hitting a turntable. Maybe in a dark, ominous room with a felt-tip pen writing some deep letter to his lost love or something like that. It reads that kind of picture in my brain. I think it's a wonderful scent. I find it super interesting. Now the smoky olabdanum is coming through, almost borderline incensey kind of element. The sweetness of what I call a remoulade or a peach little jamminess is reducing a little bit. It's not a beast mode fragrance. As a matter of fact, it seems a little bit more skin scenty, but there's something very non-offensive and kind of just, I like the flow of this scent. I really like this shit, honestly. I don't know how the public is gonna feel about it though. Personally, if you got the bread, then, you know, do what you want with your bread. I would personally wait for this shit to hit discounters and gray markets, which it 100% will. I don't think this is a limited release. I didn't see it as a limited release. But is it worth the cop? Scent-wise, I think it is. For my personal taste, I think it's handsome. It's very different. I don't find any repetition, not only between the Tom Ford other fragrances, but anything else in my lineup that this sort of reminds me of, to me. And this definitely has a handsome quality. This has that risky nature that Ebony Fumé had, like bringing a super smoky, incensey, churches type smell to the masses and people being receptive to it. I think Black Lacquer will have that, minus the performance, at least off of my skin, that I'm getting currently. That's my thoughts on it. I think Black Lacquer is a ball spray based on my taste. I think this shit is lit. Yeah, no, I think this is fucking handsome. I like how this was like, fuck you to everybody. I'm gonna do what I want. You like it, you buy it. If you don't, don't. And that's kind of the way that Tom Ford's energy has always been. So yeah, Black Lacquer, this shit is nice, bro. Let me know what you guys think and see if you can get yourself a sample and see if our noses align. I love y'all mother suckers from the heart. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all bitches next time. You know who it is, biggest in the game. I don't pop Molly, I rock Tom Ford. Now I'll do a Molly here and there too. Smooches.
What's fresh? Who's best? Wanna know who's gonna pass the test?
For the fly gun holder, money folder, motor roller, start tack when it's time to call back. For the rough, rugged, and raw way, this nigga Jay, it's a game, but he don't play. Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's nonsense you never get in. It's nonsense that you would think that you would.